Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today we're going to be checking in with Rekkles and K-Corp once again. We've been doing this all year long. Ever since we heard that Rekkles was getting kicked from G2, that he wasn't going to end up in the LEC, that he was going to end up in the LFLs, that he was going to end up in the ERLs, that he was going to end up getting to play for K-Corp and having a chance to defend their back-to-back EU Masters Championships. We have been checking in with him and the team pretty much on a weekly basis. It has been very, very fun. It seems like a lot of you guys had enjoyed it, and we're getting to the end of this journey. You know, maybe it's not the end. Maybe we're getting close. Maybe K-Corp makes it into the LEC next year and Rekkles and K-Corp continue on. But maybe this is the last couple of weeks, last couple of days, whatever, of this kind of relationship, of this marriage. I don't know. But last time we checked in with Rekkles and K-Corp, they were getting ready to head into the LFL playoffs. Things weren't going so great. K-Corp was 9-9 in the regular season. I believe they were the 6th seed in the LFL playoffs of a total of 6 teams that make it. And they had a date with Game Ward. We can take a look at some of the stuff going on here. Game Ward was 11-7 during the regular season. They were obviously 2 games better than K-Corp. Not crazy, but K-Corp against Game Ward, you can see here, was 0-2 during the regular season. So Game Ward kind of had their number. Game Ward's kind of been a better team than them throughout the whole LFL regular season. And this series, a best of 5 in the first round of the LFL playoffs, had so much riding on it because the LFL has 4 seeds at EU Masters, so that means the winner of this series will be going to EU Masters, and the loser of this series, kind of crazy, no double elimination, nothing like that. The loser of this series, their season would be done. So for K-Corp to even have an opportunity to defend their back-to-back EU Masters title, they were going to have to beat Game Ward. And Game Ward is a decent team. They are honestly pretty solid. The LFL is really, really good this year. You look at their team, they have Rekkles, who a lot of people still consider as an LEC level mid laner. Akabane has been very good. Inex has been good. I don't know if it's Akabane, I don't know, but I know he's been doing good. Game Ward is certainly a talented team. Obviously, none of these teams have really compared to LDLC throughout this split or really this year. But Game Ward is going to be a tough test. And again, it's a team that K-Corp has struggled with previously. So getting into some of these games, Game 1 was pretty dominant from Game Ward. Obviously, this is a screenshot of them blowing up K-Corp's Nexus. Really dominant victory, 13-3 in kills, 8,000, 7,100, whatever, gold lead. Akabane going 8-1 on the Wukong. 1-1-3, dropping a 1-5 game on the Viego, not so hot. Rekkles goes 2-2 on the Tristana, but it is not enough, and Game Ward takes a 1-0 lead. Going into Game 2, this is right before the last big fight, right before K-Corp cracks open their base. You can see K-Corp has an 8,000 gold lead. Rekkles 4-0 on the Twitch. Seiken 5-2 on the Ahri. Cabochard 5-2 on the Jace as well. A nice game from Hantera, 1-0-11 on the Braum. 1-1-3 did fine, 1-3-8 there. They would then win this fight, crack open the base, take down this game. K-Corp would even the series 1-1. So all of a sudden, things are getting a little spicy. Things are getting interesting. Into Game 3. This game was actually pretty close. 31 minutes in, K-Corp's down 4,000 gold, 13-11 in kills. We can see that Rekkles is 4-3 on the Misfortune. Seiken's 1-3 on Azir, not really getting a ton going. Cabochard 1-2, 1-1-3, 2-3. The big game here was Inex going 6-1, I believe, on the Sivir. I don't know, the scoreboard just went away. 8-1 on the Sivir. Game Ward would break this game open. They would win this fight. They would go on to win the game and take a 2-1 series lead. So K-Corp with their backs up against the wall, their season on the line going into Game 4. And it would not go so great. In this game, you can see here, 30 minutes in, Game Ward has a 7,000 gold lead. They are on Soul Point. Inex 4-0. Rekkles 4-2. Akabane 6-2. Just a really, really good game for them. Cabochard was 3-0 on the Gwen, but 1-1-3 was 1-5. Rekkles was 1-4 on the Zeri. He got largely neutralized in this one, and in the end, it would not be enough. Game Ward would take this series 3-1 to move on to the next round of the LFL playoffs, and that means this season is over for K-Corp, unfortunately. And like I said, it's really crazy because this whole story of K-Corp, Rekkles, them coming together, winning the last EU Masters title, winning K-Corp's third EU Master title in a row, the huge fans, the crazy events they've done, this whole year was insane, and it should have never even happened. Obviously, Rekkles should have never been in the ERLs and the LFL. He should have never been on K-Corp, but it's been so cool and so fun to watch. It's gotten so many more eyeballs on the LFL, so many more eyeballs on K-Corp. It's shown people how good the ERLs are and how amazing of an organization K-Corp is. They've treated Rekkles so well. I hope that they feel that Rekkles has done a lot for them as well. I'm sure they've sold a ton of merch. I'm sure they're, everything has been popping off. It has been very, very fun and very, very exciting. Overall, I don't think this is a massive failure for the team. I don't think this team was the best team in the ERLs in spring or summer. Really, it's kind of insane at all that this team even won a single title because, again, they weren't the best team in the LFL regular season in the spring. They didn't win the LFL playoffs in the spring. So the fact that they won the EU Masters title, kind of crazy considering they weren't even the best team from their own region, let alone all the regions. And then same thing in the summer. They weren't the best team in the regular season. Clearly, they weren't the best team in the playoffs. So, yeah, I don't know. Obviously, Cabo has been good. Seiken has been a little inconsistent, but when he's been good, he's been amazing, and that's a large reason why they won the EU Masters title in the spring. Seiken just went God mode. I still think Rekkles has been one of the best 80 carries in the ERLs. Obviously, Jack Spectra has been pretty good as well. Inax has been good throughout this year as well. There's some real 80 carry talent in Europe right now, which makes things really, really crazy. But look back to the K-Corp team last year. They had Adam, they had Syncroft, they had Nuclear Int for one of the splits, maybe both of the splits. The team was just absolutely stacked. Obviously, they had the G2 support as well, Targamas. And those are a bunch of players who have gone up to the LEC, and they've all done really good at certain points. So this K-Corp team is certainly not that. 113 obviously being a pretty clear weakness. Maybe he's a project, maybe not. Seiken probably being a downgrade from Nuclear Int. Targamas, huge upgrade over Hantera. Rekkles has been great. Cabochard's been great. But it hasn't been enough. And obviously 80 carry is a pretty team-reliant position. This K-Corp team is not the team from last year. The fact that they've won 3 titles is absolutely insane. The LFL has certainly gotten better over the past couple splits as well. But now the question begs of, is this the end of K-Corp and Rekkles together? Obviously, Rekkles has been pretty vocal about the fact that he wants to be in the LEC next year. He would love to be in the LEC with K-Corp next year, but if K-Corp isn't there, there's not much he can do. So the question is K-Corp going to get in? The rumors are that they are trying to get in. I don't know. I think Kometo said in a live stream that he had never talked to Misfits about buying their spot, and if he didn't do that, then that has a lot of people worried because it seems like Misfits is asking a lower price than at least Astralis. Now, is SK asking a lower price? Is there some other team out there that's going to sell to K-Corp? I don't know. Does K-Corp even have that kind of money ready and available that they want to spend, or do they want to stay in the LFL longer? Do they want to wait till Riot expands the league to 12 teams, which the LEC commissioner or the head of esports or whatever came out and said, hey guys, we're looking at expanding as soon as we add best of threes, making it sound really, really unlikely that they're going to be expanding to 12 teams anytime soon. So K-Corp's probably going to have to try and buy a spot if they want to get in. And if not K-Corp, if K-Corp doesn't make it to the LEC, then what's next for them? Are they just going to keep trying to dominate the LFL, which I'm sure they'll be able to do, but what's next for Rekkles? Because all of a sudden you look around at the LEC and you'll see that Mad Lions, Unforgiven has had a really good year. I don't really see them replacing him. Rogue Comp has been very, very good this year. Vitality Carzy was a huge prospect they went out and picked up, a guy who, has won multiple LEC championships. He hasn't been insane for Vitality this year, but I don't think they're going to be looking to replace him right away. Maybe they want to go grab Rekkles, but maybe not. G2, not really an option for Rekkles. Excel, Patrick has been good. Misfits is now Team Heretics. Does Team Heretics want to build a team around Rekkles? If you sign Rekkles, you're going to have to get a whole team around him, and that's going to be expensive. I don't know if a new team coming in wants to spend like that. Fnatic, is Rekkles going to go back to Fnatic? I think it seems unlikely. Doesn't seem like we would see Rekkles on Astralis or SK or BDS, so where's he going to go? Is the LCS an option? I don't know. There's certainly some LCS teams that would benefit from having Rekkles. That would be fun for Rekkles. Team Liquid would be crazy. TSM would be crazy. Maybe some new teams come into the LCS, and those would be insane. Is Rekkles going to be the face of Beast Gaming or something crazy like that? I don't know. And if no great opportunities pop up, like they didn't last offseason. Would he stay with K-Corp? Would he stay in the LFLs? Is Rekkles going to be an ERL player? Would he retire? He said before that he couldn't see himself being a full-time content creator or streamer or whatever, so I don't know. There's a ton of questions right now. What does the future look like for K-Corp? What does the future look like for Rekkles? Where are either of these parties going to be in 2023 or beyond? I don't know, but the season's over. 2022 is done. This Rekkles K-Corp experiment, season, journey, whatever, it's over. We've been here. We've covered it all. We've been there with them through the highs and the lows and everything in between. And it's been awesome. It's been a lot of fun. So I just want to say thank you so much to K-Corp for doing this, for buying out Rekkles, paying his insane salary, freeing him from G2 prison. Thank you for Rekkles for taking a chance. Thank you to all the K-Corp fans, the blue wall, everything. It's been crazy. But again, I'm not surprised to see their playoff run come to an end. I don't think this team was good enough to really do damage at EU Masters this split. So now I just wonder, what's next? What does the future have in store for either of these parties? I don't know, but it's going to be very interesting to follow. Going to be very, very big stories. K-Corp is massive. Rekkles is massive, and people cannot wait to see what's next. So stay tuned. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Let me drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about anything we talked about in this video today. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.